Welcome, my listeners, to Parent Guilty Conscience, episode 6, part 2. This is where I introduce my daughter. Like I had promised everybody, it's not been so easy to convince her to talk about it. She did not want to say much about this. So I know the voice you'll not be hearing very well. Hopefully, everybody will be able to understand where we are coming from, why this story need to be shared. I know it is not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are. And I think sometimes we need to pray for the spirit of clarity on the path we have chosen to follow, especially when doubts and failures start to kick in. In this episode of Rescued, my daughter, it's so hard for her to replay what really happened. When she was recording this episode, my son was seated just beside her. And my son never said a word. He never did say a word. So I don't want to pressure them. It will be like a 3-minute recording, and that's just enough. And that's what I said. Because today is a Sunday. If you want to give the devil a nervous breakdown, get up every day and be as happy as you can possibly be. To many, my story is a sad one, a very sad one. To me also, it's a sad. To my children also, it's very sad. But we came out of this stronger. Very, very strong. It's not what we really expected. I never expected this. So like we said, our yesterday is gone. We need to delete, we reset. And today, me and my children, you get to write a new chapter. So let's be focused and listen to what my daughter has to say. I will clarify and explain to you guys what she meant by some stuff, because I know a lot of you might understand, but some might not understand what she was trying to explain. So let's listen to what my daughter has to say.
We started living with our auntie together with our children in 2019. At first, she was treating us well, but when time passed by, she started treating us badly. She barely gave us food. We only ate once in a day. Only ate breakfast, and sometimes did not even eat. Mom always sent us to the shop to get some stuff to eat. In the morning, she always sent us to fetch water early in the morning while she was sleeping. And her children are just seated there in the sitting room together with his husband. And in the afternoon, we barely even eat. Then she sends us by the roadside to sell ice and barely give us even money to buy anything for ourselves after selling for her all those stuff. At night, she comes when she is drunk with her friends, starts scolding us each and every time, beats us up without any mistakes. We were feeling very sad when we were there. We were missing our mom very much. We wished she was there with us.
Well, I missed my children so much. And the part my daughter says, she messed up the years a little bit. And the part that she says they used to go and sell ice, these are ice pops. Hopefully everybody understands the ice pops. And she used to sell even groundnuts and cigarettes by the roadside. That's when I told you, when you listen to my stories, you'll hear the episode that I said they used to go outside and sell. And where she says they used to go fetch water, I know a lot of people from my country will understand. Sometimes there's water rationing in my country. So when there was no water, and maybe when you live in these apartments like flats, we call them flats. So my daughter, they used to live on the 3rd floor. So sometimes there's not enough pressure for the water to go up. So the plot or the flat, it has to have a generator to be able to pump water to go upstairs. So sometimes there's no water completely in that area. So there are these water vendors that come and sell water in that area. I used to send that money for them to be able to buy the water, but my cousin never used to do that. So you had to go make a line, go fetch that water maybe in pipes where these water vendors used to get and come and sell for you. So my daughter had to go walk like maybe it was like maybe a mile or 800 meters away from the house, or a mile, and go with maybe with a 10-liter jerry can, we call them jerry cans, maybe, or a 20-liter, and they help each other with my son. And they were so young. Sometimes I try to imagine how they used to carry this, and then they will go through the steps, because there's no elevators. You have to use the steps. So they have to go till up, and she could go, my daughter could go like maybe 3 trips. And then when she said mommy used to send money to eat, I used to send that neighbor. When you recall my previous episodes, I used to send a neighbor, and they used to go eat some fries and pop in a fast food restaurant. So it's not like a fancy fast food restaurant. It's just like a simple kiosk. Somebody sells like food, like fast food, like fries, sausages. Basically, that's all that is sold in there, and pop. So, or they go to a shopkeeper and they will get some yogurt and maybe cake. So that's how they used to eat, but they had to hide. And then when she says, when my cousin used to get mad, they used to be whooped. Like, he could just get mad and just whoop them, just even sometimes for no apparent reason. And then, my son, due to the nature, the way they were being treated, my son was still young, and he used to wet the bed. So whenever he used to wet the bed, he used to get some whoopings, So my daughter used to sometimes wake up at night, literally wake up at night to change my son to dry clothes and change all the beddings and wash the beddings at night when my cousin could, because she was drunk. So it was hard for her to hear if my daughter is up, so that the brother cannot get whooping in the morning when they woke up. So basically that's how my daughter used to protect the brother. So they're so tight, them two, they're so tight together. It's so hard to separate them. You see, that's why when my daughter was in boarding school, she was so worried about the brother. So basically that's just the short part. I could not tell my daughter to relieve much about what really happened. So I just told her sometimes it's just okay to have those bad, unproductive days. And sometimes it's just okay to talk about them, because talking about them is part of healing. I'm not a therapist by profession, but I believe the moment I decided to start this podcast and talk about it, I'm okay. I'm okay. I could not speak up or talk about this. Nowadays, me and my daughter, we are best friends. She tells me stuff that I didn't even know, and she protects me. Like, if you don't like my mama, it means you don't like me, There's a time my daughter told my niece that way. There's no way you like me and you don't like my mama. There's no way. That's what my daughter stood for me, and I think she was 10 by then. She was 10. So those are the things I've seen, part of growth. So I'm still learning. I'm learning to listen. I'm learning to heal. And I'm learning also to say no. And all I need is time. All my children need also is time. Because we've been through a lot. I used to be so desperate and so giving. Whoever was willing to help my children, I could not say no because I wanted that help. But nowadays, I'm learning to say that no. Because I was used. People used me through my children. Like I told you in episode 7 also, I'll be telling you about somebody who took advantage of my kids and came really, really close to my children. But his intentions were not okay. He was just also still after monetary gain. It was just money. It was money. So, but God, who is God in all this? That's one thing. Me and my children, we are very open. We are very open. We talk. We talk of all these challenges. Nowadays, they are the ones who, it's just like another daily reminder that no matter how many times a snake sheds its skin, it will always be a snake. So we are very careful. Sometimes you might talk to me, but you might see like I'm still like, no. I'm just like, I'm not giving it my all the way it's normally supposed to be. I'm very cautious. It's just that the discipline in my mind now. And that has really taught me a lot. So I gained more strength. My children gained more strength also. And I'm happy that they did. And y'all, I'm so thankful that you're standing by my side, that you're giving me this encouragement. And right now, I'm living by my rules on my timeline. What I want, when I want, rather than when the society tells me I should. Y'all, if you like this show, please consider leaving a review. This helps my podcast. Please, my listeners and my friends. You can share. Please share. Make my podcast grow. Then don't forget to hit the follow button. And if you have any questions, please send me an email at achoch@gmail.com. Or if you want your story to be shared anonymously, or you want to join me on my show, contact me on my email. That's the only way I can reach out to you. Thank you for listening. And I appreciate all the support, all the emails, all the advice deep down my heart. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you. Me and my children, we say thank you. Please share, follow wherever you're listening to, at any podcast, especially iHeart, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Spreaker. Thank you. Next Saturday, you come to Parent Guilty Conscious on my episode 7, where I introduce my 2 nannies. Thank you, and bye-bye.